When you think of Willy Wonka, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, and the amazement of the world built by Roald Dahl, you think of the movies. Big, lavish set pieces, wonderful rooms, chocolate rivers, a fantasy factory like never before seen. Well, that's not quite what families got when they attended a Willy Wonka / Charlie and the Chocolate Factory experience in Glasgow last weekend. Glasgow Willy Wonka Experience called a farce as tickets refunded. It was billed as a celebration of chocolate in all its delightful forms, but ended up a tragic tale worthy of an Oompa Loompa song.
Oompa Loompa Doompa-dee-doo, I've got a tragic tale for you.
Police were called. That's how bad this was. Police were called to a venue in Glasgow last weekend after furious families who had spent hundreds of pounds on the Willy's Chocolate Experience complained about the awful event that left children in tears and was abruptly cancelled midway through. I know that I'm trying not to laugh, but what did people expect? The advertising was done with AI. And this right here is expectation versus reality. Expectation, reality. The event organisers, House of Illuminati, which charged up to £35 for tickets to the immersive experience, promised a celebration of sweetness and imagination based on the Warner Brothers film Wonka, starring Timothée Chalamet as the young chocolate entrepreneur, which was an instant hit with children and grown-ups over the festive period. The event publicity promised giant mushrooms, candy canes and chocolate fountains, along with special audio and visual effects, all narrated by dancing Oompa Loompas, the tiny orange men who power Wonka's chocolate factory in the Roald Dahl book which inspired the prequel film. But instead, when eager families turned up to the address in White Inch, an industrial area of Glasgow, they discovered a sparsely decorated warehouse with a scattering of plastic props, a small bouncy castle, and some backdrops pinned against the wall. They paid up to £35 for this. Per person. After an immediate and angry response from early arrivals who demanded their money back, rightfully so, organisers called a halt to the event only hours after opening, but failed to inform the later attendees, some of whom had travelled substantial distances and are now demanding their train costs be refunded too. I actually think that's pretty fair to ask. If you're cancelling on the day and you're not letting people know and they're turning up and it's cancelled, you've got to do something about that. But the fact that you ever charged people for this in the first place, and people paid and people turned up based upon AI. A Facebook group has been set up by furious families who described their children crying with disappointment at the event, which was scheduled to run on Saturday and Sunday, and lambasted the event as a farce and the organisers as cowboys. Yeehaw! Police Scotland confirmed that officers had been called to the venue after complaints. Paul Connell, an actor who had been hired by the company to perform at the event, told STV News of his shock when he arrived at the warehouse and realised that the rubric he had been given was impossible to fulfil because none of the promised props or special effects were there. Were they ever going to be there? Were they? Or was this just a quick way for someone to make a buck? Because the images are quite embarrassing. My heart sank looking around. I just felt sad because I was aware of how many kids were going to be coming through. We were told to hand the kids a couple of jelly beans and a quarter cup of lemonade at the end. How generous for 35 quid. A quarter cup of lemonade and a handful of jelly beans, along with some plastic backdrops and a bouncy castle. How generous. Connell said that when he asked the organisers what he should do with the script, he was told improvise. In a statement, House of Illuminati apologised to customers for the very stressful and frustrating day. Unfortunately, last minute we were let down in many areas of our event and tried our best to continue on and push through, and now realise We probably should have cancelled first thing this morning instead, it said. The organisers confirmed that full refunds would be given to customers, which of course could take up to 10 days. And yeah, you should have cancelled your event. If people let you down and companies that were supposed to provide props and special effects didn't turn up for your event, that absolutely sucks. But if you are unable to put on the event that is promised, then don't. The best thing to do is refund your customers and either try again, keeping the goodwill with your customers by admitting, no, we haven't been able to produce what we intended to. But what you guys did, I think, was a cowboy operation. I'm not so sure there was ever intended to be a magical Wonka land, because the props that did turn up are just that crappy. But unfortunately, it has turned out for families to be an absolute nightmare instead of the dream that the AI promised. Here is an actual photo from within the quote-unquote experience that users on Twitter/X are dubbing Willie's Meth Lab. Here we have a world-class prop, a magical rainbow archway. And here from STV News, we can take you inside the event and show you exactly what it was like. £35, ladies and gentlemen. £35. If there is any moral to be taken from this story, it is this: do not trust the advertising of an event where all of your posters are made with AI. Because your dream chocolate factory experience may well just become a nightmare. Well, if you've enjoyed this video, then please don't forget to click the like button, subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, and if you are able to help us grow even further, you can become a channel member from just 99p a month here at The Real Review. Every fortnight on a Saturday we do a members only stream. I sing you some songs. It's all embarrassing, it's a good laugh, it's a way of giving back to those that want to support what we're doing. Plenty more to come from the channel as the UK theme park season kicks up and we are able to start exploring and creating accessibility guides for some of the UK theme parks. Stick with us, we appreciate you, and we'll speak to you again real soon.